Let me show you how to make this Scrub Daddy slime. It's actually pretty easy to do, and if you're into sensory and ASMR, then this tutorial is for you. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name's Marjorie, and I'm so glad you're here. So the first thing that you will need in order to make Scrub Daddy slime is some clear slime. Towards the end of this video, I am going to show you how to make the best clear slime. If you don't want to make your own slime and you prefer to just purchase store-bought slime, I have my recommendation down in the description that you can click on to purchase directly. The next thing you will need are some Scrub Daddy sponges. You could use 1, 2, or 3, or even more if you want to go crazy with this. I purchased mine online. I will have the link in the description showing you exactly where I purchased them. Now you want to place your Scrub Daddy sponges in a shallow container like this one. This one comes with a top so that I can make it airtight once I add my slime. Now I'm adding my clear slime over each of my Scrub Daddies, and I'm just going to allow the slime to kind of melt into each sponge a little bit and let it just kind of hang out to get comfortable so they get to meet each other, get to know each other, because they're gonna be with each other for a while. And once they've been together, you wanna start squeezing the sponges. So here you can see that the sponges are kind of on the hard side, but once you start squeezing and pushing on the sponge, it'll start to bubble, and a lot of that slime will sink into the sponge, and the sponge will then get softer. So this process might take a little bit, but it's actually a very satisfying process. And I actually love squeezing these Scrub Daddy sponges. It's just kind of relaxing. It's just like playing with normal slime almost, but it has that kind of crunchy feel to it. And when the bubbles pop out, it's just kind of a really cool sensory experience. Repeat this process for all of the sponges that you're doing, and then you want to allow them to rest and just kind of absorb all that slime that you squeezed into it and keep airtight, because of course this is slime and slime is made with glue, so it can easily dry out. And then you want to cover. I let the Scrub Daddy slimes sit for about an hour to 2 hours, and this is how they are now. So the next step, you want to open the container, and we want to pull off as much of the clear slime as we can. Now you don't want to pull it all off, but you want to peel off all the excess that's kind of just around the top and sides. You want to make sure to get in the eyes and the mouth. And you don't really have to do this step, because you could just play with your Scrub Daddy sponge slime right away if this is the texture you like and this is the consistency that you want your sponge to be, and it would be perfectly fine. But if you want that extra crunch like I have in my videos with the microphone showing these Scrub Daddy slimes, then you definitely want to pull off the slime. So I'm pulling off the slime, and then I'm placing the Scrub Daddy sponges in an other container that doesn't have slime in it. So the only slime that will be in the new container is the slime that is actually squeezed into each of the Sponge Daddies. I can't get it right. The Scrub Daddy sponge slimes. So I'm putting them in that separate container, and then they're ready to go. And you just want to make sure that you keep them airtight when you're not playing with them. And I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that you really need to know about it. If you feel like the slime if you feel like the sponges are not making the crunch you want anymore, then you can always try adding a little slime to it over time. You might need to reactivate like you would a normal clear-based slime over time. You can just do a little activator depending on how you made your slime. So if you used a borax activator to make your slime, then you will need to, actually, that's not true. Whether you used a borax activator or a contact solution as your activator, you can actually intermix those. So if you used a borax activator originally, you can activate with contact solution and vice versa. I don't know why I was thinking that that wouldn't work, but that actually does work. So if you made your Scrub Daddy sponge slimes with store-bought slime, then chances are that you won't need to reactivate as much. So keep that in mind. Also, I just wanted to make one note about glitters. These are very fun to decorate and then squeeze, as you've probably seen in some of my previous videos or shorts. You just want to know that if you use bigger glitters, then your sponge will be easier to clean. The finer glitters, like the super fine ones, you really can't get them all out, and they kind of tend to not stain with color, but it looks like they stain the sponge. Even though the sponge is not stained, it's just there's so much glitter kind of embedded inside the sponge that it kind of retains that color. Just know that if you're planning to wash the sponge after adding glitter, stick to bigger glitters or like Fimo slices. Is it Fimo or Fimo? I think it's Fimo. Fimo slices or other decorations. You could even do pom-poms. You could do, are those what they're called? The little fuzzy balls, pom-poms? The little balls that are fuzzy, I think they're called pom-poms. Like anything that you would decorate a slime with, you could use on these Scrub Daddy slimes. So just keep that in mind with the fine glitter though, because I had to learn that kind of the hard way when I went to wash it, and I was like, well, shoot. So yeah, but other than that, have fun. Here you can see my sponges in a smaller container with no slime added to it, and I'm keeping it airtight so that it lasts longer. And that's how you make Scrub Daddy slime. I'm gonna move on now and show you how I like to make clear slime. All right, let's get started with the activator. I'm starting with 2 cups of warm water and 2 teaspoons of borax powder. I'm mixing that all up. You can actually do 1 cup of warm water with 1 teaspoon of borax if you prefer. I just like to use these activator bottles. I think they're actually just condiment bottles. And I know this particular one I'm using is 2 cups exactly. So I just wanted to fill up my activator bottle. So I'm shaking that all up and I'm adding my glue to a bowl. This is about 1 cup. I think these Elmer's bottles are each about 4 or 5 ounces. I'm adding 3 pumps of Method foam soap. So I'm mixing that, and now I'm just adding my activator a little bit at a time. It's nice to have that pre-made activator on hand because then you can just use it in all the slimes that you want to make. I usually add about a teaspoon at a time, sometimes a little more, and I mix and knead the slime after each addition of the activator. You want to make sure that you mix the slime thoroughly before you add more activator. That way you don't risk the chance of over-activating your slime. So after you've added a good amount of activator to your glue, you should be at a stage kind of like this. So the slime is a little crunchy, it's tough, it's definitely not clear. I always like to clean my bowl to maximize the amount of slime that I'm getting. I hate to waste glue. So this is where we're at. So you just want to knead it, stretch it, kind of get a feel for it. It shouldn't be that sticky right now. You could see it's not really tacky. It's a nice kind of thick, fluffy, clear slime texture. So what we're gonna do now is we need to let the slime rest. So the slime needs to rest depending on how much you're making. If you're making this amount, a week should be enough, 7 or 8 days tops. If you plan to make a bigger batch, then it may take longer to clear up. Make sure to place your slime in an airtight container, and I recommend room temperature. In a week, this is what you will have. Some amazing, clear, super clear, crystal clear, thick, clear slime. So after you play with the slime, you will need to let it sit again if you want to reach this type of clarity again. You can do that over and over. It should last quite a while. The only thing that you have to make sure of is that your hands are super clean and the surface that you're playing with your slime on, if you are playing with it on a surface, is also super clean. Because the minute that dirt and debris starts to get in there, it will definitely affect the clarity. But that's about it. That's how you make this crystal clear slime. I hope this video has helped you in your slime journey. Thank you for watching. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more slimy videos.